Hey everyone, welcome back to BullionIQ. I hope you all are having an amazing day wherever you are. If you're passionate about crypto, digital assets, and especially XRP, then you've landed in the right place. Today we've got some very exciting news that's making the market extremely optimistic. Capital's flooding into crypto right now, and there's a lot happening that you need to know about. In this quick video, we're going to break it all down and help you understand why the market is showing signs of a big turnaround. If you're someone who loves following Ripple and XRP, don't forget to hit that like button and drop an X in the comments to let me know you're here. Now let's get right into it. The market has been highly volatile lately, and no one can deny it. Just yesterday, XRP dropped by around 9–10%, which caused a lot of panic for some investors. But today, things are popping back up, showing us exactly why crypto is so unique. The swings can be big, but the long-term infrastructure keeps getting stronger. Institutions are now stepping into the space more aggressively than ever before, and we are seeing major players making moves that can't be ignored. This isn't just hype. The market fundamentals are shifting, and that's why so many experts are calling for new all-time highs in the near future. One of the biggest stories right now is Vanguard. Remember last year in 2024 when they said crypto doesn't belong in a portfolio? They claimed that assets like Bitcoin and XRP were too speculative and didn't have real value. They emphasized that traditional investments like stocks and bonds have underlying cash flow and predictable returns, making them safer for long-term portfolios. Well, things have changed. Vanguard, one of the world's largest asset managers with $11 trillion under management, is now allowing the listing of XRP ETFs. This is huge because it shows a major shift in the perception of crypto among big institutions. Alongside that, we have updates from the regulators. The Federal Reserve Vice Chairman, Michelle Bowman, has confirmed that bank regulators are actively working on rules for crypto and stablecoins, helping move this industry forward. On top of that, quantitative tightening, which reduced liquidity in the market, has officially ended. We are now moving into quantitative easing, injecting new capital and liquidity into the market. This is the kind of environment that can fuel a major rally in crypto prices. Even SEC Chairman Paul Atkins has mentioned that an innovation exemption for crypto firms is coming soon. Binance's founder, CZ, predicts more all-time highs are on the horizon. And Bank of America, which has been partnering with Ripple for years, is recommending that investors allocate around 4% of their portfolios to Bitcoin and crypto. All of these developments together indicate that the market is turning around faster than many expected. And let's not forget the technology and infrastructure behind XRP. Ripple isn't just about price action. They're building an institutional-grade network. Reese Merrick, a senior executive at Ripple, has highlighted how their custody solutions provide bank-level security, regulatory compliance, and seamless integration for institutions. This means that XRP isn't just another crypto token, it's becoming the backbone for the new financial system. Institutions now have a secure, compliant, and resilient environment to store and transact with digital assets, which is a game changer. So, if you've been watching the market and wondering whether XRP and Ripple are worth following, it's never been more clear. Institutions are moving in, regulations are improving, and the infrastructure is stronger than ever. Today, we're turning a new page, and this is exactly why you want to pay close attention to what's happening. This is where things get really interesting because the actions of these large players can move the market in ways regular investors can't. For example, Vanguard allowing XRP ETFs is not just a small step, it's a huge signal. When an $11 trillion asset manager lists a crypto ETF, it tells the world that they see real potential and value in digital assets. This also opens the door for ordinary investors to gain exposure to XRP through traditional financial products, making it easier and safer to invest. It's a big deal because institutional endorsement often leads to broader adoption. The trend doesn't stop there. Other financial institutions are following suit. Bank of America, which has a long-standing partnership with Ripple, now recommends allocating a portion of portfolios to crypto. They suggest around 4% as a starting point. This isn't just random advice. These are professionals managing billions of dollars, analyzing risk and reward. When they start recommending crypto, it means they see stability and growth potential. And we're not talking about speculative hype here. XRP is being integrated into financial infrastructure, which gives it real-world utility beyond trading. On the regulatory front, things are improving rapidly. The Federal Reserve and bank regulators are working on stablecoin and crypto rules. This is crucial because clear regulation reduces uncertainty, encourages institutional investment, and helps protect investors. We've also transitioned from quantitative tightening to quantitative easing, which means more liquidity is entering the system. More liquidity generally supports higher asset prices, and crypto is no exception. All of these factors together create a favorable environment for XRP to grow. Even industry insiders are confident. Paul Atkins, the SEC chairman, has confirmed that an innovation exemption for crypto firms is coming. This could simplify the process for companies to operate legally and securely in the U.S., reducing friction and encouraging more investment. Meanwhile, Binance's founder, CZ, predicts new all-time highs, showing optimism from both the exchange side and institutional perspective. These combined developments indicate that the market is not only recovering, but positioning itself for a significant upward move. The technology behind XRP is another key factor driving institutional interest. Ripple isn't just focused on price. They are building infrastructure to support large-scale financial operations. Reese Merrick, a senior executive at Ripple, explained how their custody solutions provide bank-level security and regulatory compliance. This is exactly what institutions need to trust a digital asset. Security, reliability, and adherence to global standards like SOC 2 Type 2 and ISO 27001 are not optional. They are mandatory for large players who manage billions. Ripple's infrastructure delivers this, which is why institutions are so confident in using XRP. Furthermore, Ripple is positioning itself as the backbone of a new financial system. With a projected $16 trillion tokenized economy in sight, institutions need more than just storage solutions. They need resilience, speed, and global integration. XRP is becoming that foundation. It's not just a token for trading. It's a tool for institutions to securely transfer and store value at scale. This is why we are seeing a surge in institutional interest and why XRP stands out compared to other digital assets. All these developments paint a clear picture. XRP is moving from a speculative asset to a core financial infrastructure tool. Institutions are entering, regulations are becoming clearer, liquidity is increasing, and Ripple's technology is ready to handle large-scale operations. For anyone watching the market, this is the kind of momentum that can lead to substantial gains in the medium to long term. The combination of technology, compliance, and institutional adoption makes XRP a unique player in the crypto space, one that could redefine how value moves globally. Crypto markets are known for their ups and downs, and XRP is no exception. Just yesterday, we saw XRP drop about 9 to 10%, which may have caused alarm for some investors. But today, it's popping back up, showing that these dips are often short-term reactions, not long-term trends. The market may seem unpredictable at times, but when you look closer, there are clear reasons behind these moves. Price drops can trigger liquidations and short-term panic, but the fundamentals for XRP remain strong, especially with institutional support and regulatory clarity. The reality is the crypto market is highly manipulated at times, and that's no secret. Whales, large investors, and even news events can create sudden swings in price. But while these short-term moves can feel dramatic, they don't change the bigger picture. Ripple is steadily building infrastructure that supports real-world financial use cases. Institutions care more about this long-term utility than the daily price. That's why even after a sharp drop, we see XRP bouncing back. The market reacts fast to news, but the underlying technology, partnerships, and regulatory progress give it resilience. One of the reasons XRP is positioned to recover quickly is because Ripple is working closely with banks and regulators. This is not just about hype or speculation. It's about creating a financial system that institutions can trust. Reese Merrick, a senior executive at Ripple, highlighted how their enterprise-grade custody solutions provide bank-level security, compliance, and seamless integration. This means institutions can store and transfer assets safely, following strict global standards. When you combine this trust with growing demand from institutions, XRP has strong support that often helps it bounce back after volatility. Another important point is the shift in market conditions due to monetary policy. Quantitative easing is injecting liquidity into the financial system, and that affects all assets, including crypto. More liquidity means more capital flowing into markets, which can help stabilize prices after sudden drops. Additionally, as ETFs and regulated crypto products gain traction, investors have new avenues to invest safely. This further supports the price of XRP, even when short-term manipulation or market swings occur. It's also important to understand that volatility is part of what makes crypto exciting. Unlike traditional markets, crypto reacts very quickly to news, partnerships, and regulation updates. XRP's recent bounce is a perfect example of this. Yesterday's drop was painful, but today's recovery shows the market's responsiveness and the underlying strength of Ripple's ecosystem. Investors who understand this pattern can use it to their advantage instead of panicking during temporary dips. Finally, let's not overlook Ripple's commitment to compliance. Institutions want transparency and regulation-first solutions. XRP's infrastructure follows SOC 2 Type 2 and ISO 27001 standards, ensuring everything is secure and auditable. This reduces risk for investors and increases confidence in the asset. The combination of robust infrastructure, regulatory compliance, and strong institutional support makes XRP more resilient to manipulation and volatility than many other cryptos. So, while the daily swings may feel dramatic, the long-term story remains intact. XRP is building real-world value, and the institutions backing it are looking beyond short-term price fluctuations. Understanding this is crucial for anyone invested in or watching the crypto market. Short-term drops are part of the journey, but the fundamental rails Ripple is laying down provide the confidence that XRP can recover and continue growing in value. Ripple is not just another crypto project. It's strategically positioning itself as a backbone for global payments and tokenized finance. Institutions need more than just a speculative asset. They need security, compliance, and scalability. Ripple delivers all of that, which is why banks and financial institutions are taking notice. By offering enterprise-grade custody solutions and adhering to strict standards like SOC2 Type 2 and ISO 27001, Ripple ensures that its partners can operate safely and efficiently with digital assets. Partnerships play a huge role in Ripple's growth. Over the years, Ripple has formed strong relationships with major banks and financial institutions worldwide. These partnerships aren't just for publicity, they are functional collaborations where XRP and Ripple's technology are actively used to improve cross-border payments. Traditional banking systems are often slow, expensive, and fragmented. Ripple's network provides faster, cheaper, and more transparent transactions, which is exactly what institutions want. This real-world use case is a key reason why XRP is attracting serious institutional investment. Vanguard, Bank of America, and other big players are now embracing crypto ETFs and advisory recommendations. This institutional adoption is significant because it signals confidence in Ripple's technology and XRP as an asset. When institutions allocate even a small portion of their portfolios to XRP, it drives more attention, liquidity, and long-term credibility to the market. Unlike purely speculative assets, XRP is being positioned as part of a financial infrastructure, making it more sustainable and appealing to professional investors. The projected tokenized economy, expected to reach $16 trillion, is another important factor. Ripple's platform is designed to handle large-scale operations that this future economy demands. From secure custody solutions to regulatory compliance, Ripple is preparing for a world where digital assets are integral to global finance. Institutions will rely on networks like Ripple to store, transfer, and tokenize value safely. XRP's role in this infrastructure positions it as a digital asset with not just trading potential, but essential utility for real-world finance. Ripple's focus on compliance sets it apart from many other crypto projects. By working closely with regulators and ensuring that all systems meet global standards, Ripple builds trust with both banks and investors. Institutions are naturally cautious and cannot take unnecessary risks. Ripple's proactive approach to regulation and compliance reduces uncertainty and increases adoption. This trust factor is a major reason why so many financial giants are now interacting with XRP and Ripple's network. Moreover, Ripple's technology ensures resilience and operational speed at scale. Institutions need systems that can handle large volumes without compromising security. Ripple combines secure hardware, bank-grade custody solutions, and global integration, allowing institutions to participate confidently. This is not just about handling money, it's about building a reliable infrastructure for the future financial system. XRP becomes the bridge between traditional finance and the emerging digital economy, providing the rails that institutions need to operate efficiently. All these elements together, partnerships, regulatory compliance, institutional adoption, and robust infrastructure, show why Ripple is standing out in the crypto space. XRP is not just a token, it is part of a strategic plan to reshape global finance. Institutions are recognizing its value, and that momentum is likely to continue. For investors, understanding Ripple's role in this system helps to see the long-term potential beyond day-to-day price movements. The combination of institutional adoption, regulatory clarity, and robust infrastructure sets XRP apart from most other cryptocurrencies. Experts and insiders are predicting new all-time highs because the market conditions are aligning perfectly. We have liquidity coming in, institutions allocating portions of portfolios to crypto, and Ripple's technology continuing to improve the speed, security, and compliance of digital transactions. All of these factors make XRP a strong candidate for growth in both value and utility. Binance founder CZ recently shared his optimism about XRP, predicting more all-time highs soon. This is not just speculation. It's based on market trends, adoption rates, and the ongoing development of Ripple's ecosystem. When combined with endorsements from major financial institutions like Bank of America and Vanguard's ETF listings, it becomes clear that XRP is moving from a niche crypto to a mainstream digital asset. These are signals that long-term investors should pay attention to. The market may have ups and downs, but the underlying infrastructure continues to strengthen, supporting both price stability and growth potential. Ripple's vision extends far beyond trading. They are building the financial backbone for a future tokenized economy projected at $16 trillion. Institutions need more than just storage. They need scalable, secure, and compliant solutions. Ripple provides exactly that. From enterprise-grade custody solutions to global integration and bank-level security, XRP is being positioned as a critical part of the financial system of tomorrow. This utility gives it a value proposition that goes beyond speculation, making it appealing for both investors and institutions alike. Regulatory clarity is also a game changer, with the SEC's upcoming innovation exemptions and stablecoin rules being worked on by bank regulators. The uncertainty that has historically held back crypto adoption is gradually diminishing. This opens the door for wider institutional participation, which can drive demand and support higher valuations for XRP. Clear regulation combined with strong infrastructure is exactly what institutions look for before committing significant capital. Ripple is leading the way by being proactive with compliance and working closely with regulators, giving investors and institutions confidence in the ecosystem. Looking at the bigger picture, short-term market swings are natural and should be expected. Volatility is part of crypto, but it's important to focus on the long-term trend. XRP has the rails, technology, and institutional support to recover quickly from dips, which makes it resilient compared to many other cryptocurrencies. This resilience, combined with growing adoption and positive market conditions, points toward a bright future for XRP. For anyone serious about digital assets, understanding this story is crucial. Finally, XRP is more than just a speculative play. It's a strategic asset for the emerging digital financial system. Its adoption by major institutions, partnerships with banks, and robust compliant infrastructure position it as a core asset for the future. Investors watching carefully now could benefit from both the growth in value and the practical adoption of XRP in real-world finance. As liquidity continues to flow into the market and more institutions recognize its utility, the potential for new all-time highs becomes increasingly likely. The time to pay attention to XRP is now, as it continues to shape the future of digital finance.